Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Adam, and I'm coming at you guys with my Kragen Control, Shark Control, whatever you want to call it, deck profile for the late February, might as well be March, that'll probably be March in our title. For the 2022 format, I feel kind of like the format's not necessarily solved, but you kind of expect to see all your Brave Engine stuff, your Phantom Knights, your Virtual Worlds, Dragon Links, everything like that. So this is kind of like my take on the meta and how I want to combat it with this rogue to tier 2-ish deck. I really think Kragen's in a really good spot right now. It's got a lot of good things going for it. Gozen by itself is a nightmare for most decks, so we'll get into that. So this is kind of like what I'm doing with the deck. I really haven't seen much on YouTube besides Master Duel, so I decided let's give this a shot. And I've had a lot of success at this with locals and things like that. The past 3 tournaments have actually went 9-2-1 with this list, only losing to Eldritch, basically skill drain, and some guy was playing Contact C. So if that continues to be a meta trend, I guess we'll adjust as accordingly. So this is my take on it, and if you see anything that you would like to change, add, feel free to comment down below. I mean, comments are always good for the YouTube algorithm anyways. And let's keep building this channel and let's grow together. But I guess without further ado, guys, this is my take on the deck. So starting off with the monsters, you're just going to play, of course, the 2 princess. Only 2. I've seen a lot of people play 3, and like I totally get it. But I don't know. She feels fine at 2. If you play 3, the chances of her opening in your opening hand of, like, you know, having doubles, it goes drastically higher, and you need pretty much every card in your opening grip just to get going. She is your best starter. She gets you into your other starters. This card's actually really amazing. It just really loses to Ash. Dodges Valor Imperm because she's on summon, banishes cost. Super good card, super strong. Next for the Sharks, play the 3 Buzz and the 1 Lantern with the 1 right-hand Shark. Buzzsaw is amazing. Basically targets a water, special a fish. Lantern specials a fish from your hand. So if you open, let's say, Batunaful plus Buzzsaw, you can go Batunaful for Lantern, Lantern special Buzzsaw from hand, which that's pretty good in my opinion. And if you have an extender, you can make your double toad with the F-Zero that way as well. I know a lot of people last format didn't even play this card. I'm definitely giving it a shot, and throughout the past 3 tournaments, it's definitely helped me. So, and of course, this is like the nuts. This is arguably the best card in the deck. Just constant recursion. The fact that your XYZs can't be destroyed is huge. The fact that you can sit on Kragen and with this under him and just keep popping everything, and your opponent doesn't really have an out to it, it's amazing. That's pretty much it for the Shark lineup, though. Extenders. We play the 3 Anglers and the 2 Nettles. When we get the new support, there's no reason to play Nettle because it just locks you into waters anyways. But for all intents and purposes, it is an extender. It is needed at the moment. Its graveyard effect does come up quite often. In my loss to Eldritch, I took it to game 3. Just skill drain got the best of me. But this card came up so clutch, being able to throw back my Toads, my Sharks, everything like that. You have a really good grind game with this deck, believe it or not. So definitely these guys, like I said, when the new support comes out, probably don't even play this, but for now that's what we're on. I'm also on the 2 Shitana. I really like this card right now, potentially a 3 of. Just the free bodied special, level 4. It's too good right now. Plus it plays around there can be only 1, which was flipped on me, and I played around it thanks to Shitana. So fantastic card. And the last pseudo extender is Remora. This card is the nuts. Potentially, like I said, another 3 of. I'm still testing, and we're still in the early stages of this build. Anytime you see Remora, it's fantastic, except when it's like by itself. But hopefully that never has to happen. Remora is just a fantastic card. I've only been playing 2 at the moment, but I could definitely see the argument for 3. Next, the hand traps. Pretty much on my locals, it's Brave Token, 3 Axis Hauki Fibrax, things like that. So I'm trying to fit enough hand traps that's going to be effective to combat going second. So we're going to be playing the 3 Ash, the 3 Lancia, and only 2 Ogre. Ogre's insane this format. If you're not playing Ogre in your deck, what are you doing? It's too free not to play. I'm actually main decking the Lancia just because, like, I don't know, game one Lancia, it kind of stuns the opponent a little bit. And with Virtual World running around, Dragon Link running around, Phantom Knight running around, all my locals, I feel like this is the lineup that really suits me best. Depending on your locals and how you know, what you play, your hand trap lineup will also vary. But I feel like this is probably the most competitive variant of the deck at the moment. So you kind of need these like haymakers and blowout cards. And they, you know, they all worked out fantastic for me. Ogre's just a menace this format. The spells, White Mirror. This card, if Sharks ever become tier 1, this card can easily go to 1. It's a Monster Reborn / Rhoda for the deck. So, for instance, Angler plus White Mirror is like Kragen, and I'll show you how, and then when we get to the extra deck. This card is everything. It's arguably one of the best decks, or one of the best cards in the deck, rather. Fantastic card overall. I've seen a lot of people only play 2. I disagree. Even if I open up 2, like, just knowing that I have it is fantastic for me. Saki 1-ofs, the One Desire. It really hurts that Desires went to 1, just because you kind of are forced to play through opening grip as is, which that's fine. I mean, the deck plays plenty of extenders. So yeah, just the One Desire, the One Foolish, the One for One, and the One Called By. Called By is everything in this deck. If I could play 14 Called By, I mean, I probably would, just because like hand traps hurt so much. But yeah, so these will be your, you know, extenders. No instant fusion. I'm actually taking a different route besides the rare fish, because usually in this deck you have like 14 like locked in extra deck monsters. I like the one flex spot, but I'm choosing to use my flex spot elsewhere, which we'll get to. As I mentioned, you're going to need some haymakers and some going second cards. So I'm actually main decking 3 Dark Ruler. This card's absolutely amazing game 1. It really stuns the opponent because they're really not expecting you to main deck this. I couldn't tell you how many times this card saved me. Like if I open like Lancia Dark Ruler, it's GG's for most decks. And here's the cool thing, like if you're balling on a budget, you don't really need to play Droplet. In fact, you shouldn't play Droplet in this deck, just because you need like every card in your opening grip. So honestly, and these might even be cosmics. Like I said, the format's still kind of early, and I'm still testing this deck like crazy. So maybe in a future endeavor, these will be like 3 cosmic. But for right now, the 3 Dark Hole is working out exceptionally well for me. Traps, we got the 3 Imperm. Imperm's crazy in some instances. I've also been really on the fence about this card. I just like the fact that you can play it on turn 0. And against like decks like Virtual World, just shutting off the Shin's fantastic. I say this card's kind of mid at the moment, but like I don't really know what else you can replace it with. So at the moment, we're still rocking the 3 Imperm, which that gives us a total of 14 going second cards in the deck. But we obviously want to go first, so we play the 3 Gozen. This card by itself is an FTK against most decks at the moment, even without the Kragen lock. Gozen's literally phenomenal. Like against Dinosaur, he normal summoned Ovi, and I flipped up Gozen, and he was locked out of the game. And I pretty much stalled until I could get enough resources to kill him. Gozen's insane, and plus, of course, with the Kragen, you guys know the loop. It's an FTK. It's too strong. And then 2 Strike. I know there's a lot of 2-ofs, but I just kind of wanted to get a tight, compact deck that fits everything in with going first and going second. The deck counts at 42. I hate playing anything more than 40, but I think in this deck you can justify it. Only 2 Strike anyways. Like I saw it enough and it worked for me. Like striking a Dragoon's fantastic. Oh my god, there's a dirt bike outside. Striking Dragoon's fantastic. I striked a Shin summon. I striked a Verte summon. Like it's too good right now. It's honestly one of the best trap cards in the game at the moment. But yeah, so that's a clean 42, unfortunately. But like I said, I still think 42 is fine. Moving on to the extra deck, we play the standard 2 Kragen with the 2 Spawn. I've seen a lot of people, at least last format, play only 1 Kragen. I totally understand and I get it, because you know you're essentially floating back with the spawns. I just like having the second one there just for the grind game, which does come up in this deck. And Kragen by itself's a powerhouse. Like I said, when we get that new support, this card's going to be busted. And he's already busted, to be honest. And the spawns do their job, too. So, I wouldn't change anything about that, at least at the moment. But I can definitely see the argument for one Kragen. Next, you literally have to play this, no questions asked. Double Bahamut, double Toad. Toad is a godsend for this deck. The fact that you get Omni Negates plus follow-up is just too broken, in my opinion. There is no other option. Either you play this or you don't play the deck. The deck really can't function without this little package. But Bahamut gets you into the F-Zero, which we'll get to, and then Toad is just... Toad's Toad, man. He's one of the best XZs ever, in my opinion. Like, the fact that, like, I got evenly matched, and I took it with Toad, and he ended up clearing my board, and I used evenly on him. So that was pretty cool. Then, of course, like I mentioned, the F-Zero package. This is insane. For any of you guys don't know what this is, it's literally a detached Widow Anchor. Fantastic. Plus, this guy gets really, really beefy with 4 material, so you can overlay on top of a Zeus, which I did against an Eldritch guy, and he had to scoop her up immediately. So, yeah, honestly, you really need to play these cards too. They're super strong. The one Vespinato, this card needs some OTS super really bad. He's really good, especially paired with like Remora, because you can overlay on top of a Bahamut. Do your Remora plays and get extra bodies that way too. And plus, like, the destruction and the reborn effect really comes up too. And you need as much recursion in this deck as possible, as many like bodies to keep playing. Again, I really, really hate losing die rolls, so I decided to play this broken little package. I've seen a lot of people play it last format, and I think it's correct. Just the fact that you can overlay 2 level 4s with Shock and 9, like Dark Ruler paired with this is game, which is exactly what I did last night, in fact, against Brave Token Virtual World. He had a Shin Shin, he had Chuche. I baited out the Chuche, and then I eventually just kept comboing, and then made this, wiped his board. He had no follow-up, no answers. It was insane. Yeah, definitely play these cards if you have them. And, of course, the man himself, the one Zeus. This card's broken. I really, really want to find, like, room for a second Zeus. Just at the moment, the extra deck's really, really tight, and I don't know, one seems fine with me, but there is cases where I wish I was like, man, I really want to. And so here's like my flex spot. I'm playing the one Amirage. So I couldn't tell you how many times Amirage has saved me, specifically when you go, if you have like White Mirror plus Angler, you literally just normal Angler, make Amirage, White Mirror it back, specialty Angler. There's your rank 4. It's super strong. And it rarely, I mean, it does come up quite often. Like, in the past, like, 3 tournaments, I've done it maybe 3 or 4 times. So, I definitely think it warrants a spot in your extra deck. Definitely check it out. And plus, like, it can protect your Kragen in some instances, your Toads, things like that. And some, my extra side deck, this will vary, rather, on your locals, things like that. But this is kind of what I've been playing. 3 Nib. Nib's not really that good this right now, admittedly, with the Brave Token engine really just nullifying what Nibiru does. But I mean, we got like I said, we still got Virtual World, we got Live Twin, even like little rogue decks, dude. Like they'll still combo, so you need to have it, but I don't think you should main deck it. Originally, the Nibs were Dark Rulers, but then I decided to swap the Dark Rulers for the Nib. And Nib works fine in the side deck too. 3 Crow, because admittedly, you really don't have an out to DPE. Let's be real. Plus, this hurts like all the Phantom Knight stuff. I mean, out here just crowing all the boots, the gloves, the cloaks. I mean, anything. It's super good. You can even crow the Fog Blade. You can crow the Scythe. This may end up being main decked over the Dark Rulers or something else. If you guys think I should change something about it, let me know. Absolutely. And let me know what you guys are running too. But Crow in the side is just too good. You need to max out on Crow and Nib. Back row hate. These should be evenly matched, admittedly, if I had them. Or Cosmics. I was rocking Twins because I figured like Twins plus with White Mirror. I definitely think, like I said, evenlies or Cosmics. Or Lightning Storms. You just need blowouts against Eldritch because as soon as you can establish a Zeus, you win. And that was kind of like my theory behind the twins, like popping multiple back row, being able to hit things like that. And of course, the Duster's just the Duster. If you see it, like, GG's. I mean, it's too good. For the going first cards, 3 anti-spell, because you do lose to Dark Ruler. You get cooked by Droplet, things like that. So anti-spell kind of helps. And of course, with the double judgment. So you have like 5 outs to Droplet, anti-spell, or a Droplet, Dark Ruler, evenly matched. These are your 5 going first cards in your sideboard. This actually saved me so much. I had a Toad, Kragen, Bahamut with a Gozen and a Judgment. And he went in battle phase, declared it, flipped up Judgment. He had another one that declared it Toad, and he was like, all right. And then he normal summoned, flipped up Gozen, and then I ended up winning. I definitely think you need to play these suites of traps in your side. Maybe even Judgment's going first. Like, you could do something really crazy and main deck these. Just really depends on what you guys preference. But yeah, overall, that's kind of like the profile. It's really been working out for me. I've really enjoyed the deck. It's been the most fun I've had in a while. And I think, like, is this deck gonna like win a YCS? Probably not. But I definitely think this deck has potential to top the YCS. If you go to like a regional or big case tournament, you can smack some people around with this deck. I'm a huge advocate of it. I think it's got a lot of good things going for it. And with the new support, I think this deck's only going to get better. So pick up your Sharks while you can, guys. Again, if there's anything you would change or anything that you're doing that I'm doing differently, please, please, please let us know in the comments. Like I said, it's good for the YouTube algorithm anyways. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Because like I said, I really enjoy this deck, and I think it has so much potential heading into March and pretty much the rest of the format. But, alright guys, this is Adam from Team Epidemic, signing off. Peace.